Hi, this is Kevin with Let Me Tech You, and in today's video, we're going to be going on over how to utilize your Terraform State file in Azure storage account. Now, when you're using Terraform locally on your computer, whether it's testing, learning, and dev, things like that, the Terraform State file will sit locally on your computer, and inside that file, it defines your resources, what can be created, updated, deleted, and it also has maybe some sensitive information. So with that, once you start working with team members or in a more secure environment, you're going to want to migrate that state file to a more secure location, somewhere that can be centrally managed. And with Azure, you can do that in a storage account. So this brings benefits such as the state file being able to be backed up, locking mechanisms, so like multiple people can utilize it, but not more than one person can execute resources at the same time. So things like that. So to get started, you're going to need the Azure CLI, Terraform installed, and obviously a Microsoft account, whether you're just doing this to learn. So with that being said, once we go in, you get everything installed, you're going to want to log in. So you're going to need to do an AZ login. Take caps lock off. So AZ login. Then once you log into Azure, we're going to need to create a service principal account that we'll use that only has the contributor role to manage and create these resources. So we're going to do an AZ add or AZAD SP create for RBAC, and then the role is going to equal contributor, and then the scopes is going to equal then subscription, and then the subscription ID that's outputted when you do the AZ login. If you have multiple subscriptions, obviously just choose the one you want there. And then if you do have multiple subscriptions, you'll also want to do an AZ account set, and then subscription equals, and then put your subscription ID in here. That way you're in the right account you want to do, or subscription you want to do this in. So once you get the role created, you're going to want to log in with that role. So you're going to want to do an AZ login, service principal, username, and then you want to put your app ID, and these will output on the screen when you do the command with the AZAD SP create command. Those should come up. So then you got your password, which is obviously your password, and then your tenant, which is the tenant ID. So once you get that set up, then you'll press enter there, and you'll log in with that service principal account. So next what we'll do is we'll need to create storage outside of Terraform. And the reason being is because if we put our Terraform state file in Azure, we don't want to accidentally delete that using Terraform. And that way, if other users are using it, then you basically hose your environment and you're not able to manage the resources that you want to manage. So what I did is I copied these commands in a notepad, and basically we're just going to create a resource group, storage account, a container name, and we're going to create the resource group itself here. We're going to create that storage account. And first what we're going to do is, let me see, we're going to need to create these here first. So I'm going to copy those, paste those in. And once that gets set up there, we're going to need to create an environment variable. And this variable, what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to access Terraform and create these resources in the storage account. We'll put access the container publicly and store a Terraform state file in there, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take let me see here. We're going to get the storage account, and we're going to need to list the keys for that account. And I actually did this just a minute ago. So let's see, we got the command up here. There we go. So storage account list keys. So the resource group is tfstate. The account name is probably, we can go find that. It is probably, I think it's random. So let's just go into our resource group. Okay, so there we got here. Just going to copy that. And let's go back here and paste that in here. So now we press enter there. And now we got our list of keys here noted down. So what we'll do is we'll want to copy one of these keys here. There's two of them. And we'll basically need to create an environment variable so that way when Azure or Terraform is needing to create its when Azure needs to create, or no, when the Terraform needs to stick its state file in there, it will use this environment variable to access that container. So we'll do it environment $env, and then it's going to ARM underscore access underscore key equals, and then let's throw our key in there. So now that we got that set, let's run this other one now. So now we can create this container. And copy and paste that in there, enter. And we should now get the, so now we got that created. We can now go ahead and start creating the Terraform code that's needed to initialize the backend portion of our tfstate to be pushed up to the container. So if we look now, we should be able to see that we have storage account, container created. And if we go to my blog, we actually, I kind of saved it already down here. So you can get this, I'll also put this on my blog, letmetechyou.com. Click on Secure Terraform State in an Azure storage account. You'll see the same commands I'm running here now. But I'm going to go ahead and put them in the notepad down here at the bottom. And basically, I'm not creating any resources. I'm basically just getting this initial tfstate and everything set up. So if I go back to Visual Studio, paste that in there, and save it. So we got our resource group name is tfstate. We do need to change that account name because that's different from another one. So we'll paste that in there. So obviously change these values to match your information. Save that again, and then what we'll do is we'll run, let me get rid of this. This is from another one. So what you'll see will happen is it's going to download the required provider. It's going to initiate the initialize the backend. You're not going to see that tfstate file positioned down here either. So there you go. Now we got that all set up there, and we got our Terraform state file there. So now that we got that set up in there, we basically have our way to our way to centrally manage the state configuration file that's needed, and obviously it can be downloaded, stored in another location if need be. Maybe you want to save it before you make a major change, all sorts of things. But there's so many more things that can be done that can enhance the ability to work across the team things like that. So that's it there. If you were utilizing Terraform prior to actually migrating it to the cloud, you could actually still migrate and copy what you have. Essentially, you would do the same thing. Only thing, you just won't have this backend part in. Once you add this backend part and you do a Terraform init again, it's going to ask you if you want to copy your state file to the backend provider. You want to put yes, and then you will see that it will be copied, and then the Terraform state file here will be cleared out. So again, that's it. Just a simple way to kind of manage your state file more securely. Again, you can check this out on the blog. I'll put some info in the comment, the description down below. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And again, if you have any questions in regards to the video, let me know. Again, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next time.